the day, you don't know that. Why is it I have the degrees, I got the looks, I got everything to prosper, and people who don't have a fraction of what I have are getting ahead of me? Because the words that were spoken and the spirits responsible for carrying out those words, they are the one that's managing your life. This one here, the great great granddaddy spoke over this bloodline right here. They will never excel. So anyone in this line that try to come out of that, they can be, now they can come out, don't get me wrong, but they're going to be hell for them. I'm trying to show you how the words of your mouth control the destinies of others. Especially when it's coming from a place of hate or love or bitterness. I'm telling you, they become the springboard for when this thing take off, or how this thing is going to take off. Okay? But it ain't him I won't focus on right now. I will come to our brother Moses. So Moses, I love it. I love it. So listen. So Moses, y'all got to hear this. Y'all, I love this so much. Anyone who tell you generational curses don't exist, they hate you. They hate the dirt you walk on, and they will see you fail in life. Listen to me carefully, okay? So Moses, I'm going to tell you, Moses' story is so interesting to me that I know Moses' lineage by heart, okay? So here's Moses' lineage. Of course, let's go back to Abraham. So it's Abraham, okay? Abraham had a son by the name of Isaac. Isaac had a son by the name of Jacob, who we're talking about right now, who's also the father of Reuben. Okay? So Jacob had a son by the name of Levi. And Levi had a son by the name of Kohath. And Kohath had a son by the name of Amram. Amram, let me pause here for a second. Amram would have married Kohath, which was his father's sister. Check that out. Incest. So he married his aunt. Her name was Jochebed. Jochebed, who was the aunt of Amram, they married and had 3 children. And those children's names are Moses, Aaron, and Miriam. Now, Kevin, where are you taking us with this? Let's go back to Genesis 49 again, because this is too juicy. Let's go back. Let's go back to Genesis 49 again. Now this time, we done finished with Reuben. Let's come down here to verse 5 of Genesis 49. Because he isn't finished with Leah's children and placing a curse. Remember, they weren't supposed to be this. They were supposed to be what God told them to be. He altered the words, right? So, and I know some of you are saying right now, I can't see how a mere human could alter the destinies of God over certain people. You're saying that because you either don't respect or you don't understand spiritual laws. It does not mean that humans are greater than God. It simply means that God put rules in there. Yes, there are certain things, just like me. I would want my children to be great, prosperous, live a healthy, wealthy life, and have lasting relationships and never be divorced. That's what I want. And there are rules that govern that. If they choose to go outside of that rule, it doesn't mean that I was less powerful or I didn't instill in them. No, they had to make decisions too. And things that I said, if they don't reject, if it's negative, then you will see these things come to pass, right? So, in Genesis 49 verse 5, listen what it says. Simeon and Levi, they're the next 2 children, which were also Leah's children. Okay? Simeon and Levi are brethren. Instruments of cruelty are in their habitation. So what does he mean by that? So in Genesis chapter 34, you know of the story where their sister, Dinah, remember, because only one daughter Jacob had, and he had this daughter with Leah, which would have been her siblings, would have been, I think, Reuben, Simeon, and Levi. So listen, so this guy from, he was a Hittite, I believe he was, and they was from this place called Shittim, I think, or something like that, right? Well, anyway, he raped her. He raped her, that's right, and after he raped her, he fell in love with her. So he told his father, who I believe was a king, say, tell, not ask, but tell Jacob, which was Dinah's father, that, hey, look, I'm in love with this girl, and we're willing to give you some dowry for her. Take it and just move on. And where again, Jacob, such a petty, hateful, unforgiving man, don't like Leah, neither her children, he made no big deal out of it. He took it and said, okay, fine. Well, Simeon and Levi said, no, buddy, that ain't gonna happen. No. Because they realized how their daddy didn't care for them. So when they came to these Hittite people, they said, now look here, there's a new sheriff in town here. Okay, let me be clear with all y'all up in here. So You ain't gonna just rape our sister and throw some pennies and think it's okay. He said, if you want our sister, these are the new rules. All the men here, and Shisham, I think that's the place name, and Shisham or something like that, have to be circumcised. So anyway, they decide to do it.